Spectrum is a social experiment that explores the diversity of perspective that exists within a shared identity. The opinions expressed by the cast are not the opinions of Google, YouTube, or Jubilee. Thanks for watching.
It's sad to say what I'm going to say. We don't matter right now.
So I like India because I have the outlook of a Nigerian, but I have the inside personality of an Indian too. And be my true, authentic self is what makes me happy living here.
In order to make activism work, you need to have the backbone of other people, not only black people.
So you find it easy to date?
It's easy to date.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Tell me more.
Me Roslyn ahe.
Peter.
Mary.
Joshua.
Deidre.
ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ರಾಮನಾಥ್ ನಾನು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಆಫ್ರಿಕನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ
Yes, people question me every day of my life, but this is definitely home.
India is one of the world's oldest civilizations, dating back to roughly 2500 BC. The country is best known for its spice, textile, and entertainment industries, which are influenced by India's 2,000 different ethnic groups. But out of a population of close to 1.4 billion people, only about 60,000 are of African descent. The first black people arrived in India from Africa during the 4th century, some as slaves and others as merchants. By the 16th century, many of the free Africans served as warriors and rulers, but those enslaved remained as outcasts with low status. Their descendants, a tribal community known as the cities, continue to live in the forest to this day. We brought together a spectrum of black people, from mixed-race individuals to natives to expats, to learn about their culture, community, and the black experience in India. I find it easy to make friends in India. 3, 2, 1.
You find easy to find friends?
Yeah, I've always found it easy to make friends. I'm a people's person. I just go up to them and speak to them.
For me, when I try to make friendship, they'll just go away. They said, you are something different from us. We can't trust you. That's what they say. So I feel, no, it's not that easy to make friendship.
I think everyone in this room will agree. Everyone has faced the
We've
same
all
thing.
faced it,
but I think
but-
I kind of use that to my advantage. And I go in with a particular perspective that I know I'm different. And that is why you probably should be friends with me.
When I was still home, I used to read about India because I loved India even when I was young. I wanted to come and study here, so I used to read about India. I knew some things here and there. From observation, most of those that are open-minded once lived outside, and then they come, so they've met other people.
I feel like it's hard to make friends because you already know the idea they have of you because they literally use stereotypes and perceptions. I've had like moments where I have been approached like by Indians, and the first thing they assume is like I'm from Nigeria, which is like, okay, it's not bad. Like Nigeria is a country, but at least try and ask me where I'm
Where
from.
are you from? Yeah.
When people ask you that question of, just assuming you're from Nigeria, probably you got to understand that that's the only thing they know, right? They're ignorant. So you got to approach that sometimes with a little bit of empathy. Took me a while to understand that not everybody is that educated or well-traveled to know everything.
You don't have to travel to know things.
Not everyone knows everything, right?
But not everybody has the privilege also.
If you take my friends, for example, like my school friends, initially we were in school, we obviously had an altercation and stuff like that. But now, today, it's because of me that they can see it through my lens and look at other people of color differently. Isn't that a win? I think it's a win. My name is Peter Muka Manuel. My mother is Indian. My dad's Nigerian. I was born in Nigeria, and then we came to India with my mother, my sister and me. So my sister Roslyn and I, we are really close, for sure. Even though she's the older one, I've always been the protective one. Growing up, I didn't want to accept that I'm Nigerian. Everyone around school and stuff look a particular way. And then you're picked on, or you're tried to be picked on because of the way you look.
Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Making friends in school, initially, it was tough.
To me, you've always been like Indian, you know. We don't think about stuff like that. I've never looked at you as, हम लोग direct Hindi में या जो भी, that's how we speak. That's how we speak, right? When you see you,
correct,
right? Obviously you look different, and different is not bad. And then you start talking to them like hey, what the fuck, dude? You're just like the rest of us.
Neville Irani has been one of my closest friends since I was a kid. The good side of being black came to me from sports, right?
Yeah.
I just got all the attention because of that. As I grew up, I think I got more interested in my culture because I felt like if there is something so different about me, which I am not seeing and the world is, there has to be something there. So I started digging deeper, and I think a part of me started accepting being from there because that is who I am.
Dating in India is hard for me. 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
You need to
Yeah. Dating, no?
dating.
Yeah.
Dating. So you disagree.
Yes.
So you find it easy to
It's
date in
easy
India?
to date.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
You're the
Okay.
same person who said
Tell me
your
more.
friendship was.
If you're really trying to understand them, and if our ideology is like similar, then it's easy to.
So you're saying if you approach a woman who you really like,
Yeah. So
and
if,
she's
if,
okay.
if she agree, what I believe.
No.
Does she agree?
No. Look, let me rephrase.
Okay.
This is how you look. This is a woman, possibly an Indian-looking woman. Okay, you are interested in her. Okay, you approach her, and
Dating
she
cannot
will
be from
speak.
one side, right?
No, listen, it can be from all sides, but right now,
But he
now
has
it's-
no. He has a point there.
Yeah.
He has a point there. Dating can't be from one side.
One side.
It
He
can.
definitely
I
has a
can
point.
like anything,
Yeah.
but I can't get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if she agree, then we can date.
No, has that happened to you? Like, is it
Definitely, yeah,
when you approach someone? Has it been smooth going?
If she really likes me or like my personality, then she can agree. So we can have it.
I think I get what he's saying. He's talking about the process that once you'll get to know each other, dating a person from in the Indian culture, whether there's like a blend and whether it's easy to keep a woman happy.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he's saying.
No, so how
Why she
often
can't?
has that
Because I
happened?
have everything which other people have. When I approach an Indian woman, definitely there are some women who really likes me because my personality. Because when they get to know about me, that struggle which I have to come over of this level, then they really agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My name is Ramnath Siddhi. I'm from India, the south part of India, Karnataka. Siddhis are a tribe community in India. So we are all living in the forest. From the childhood, from the 6 years old, when we start the school, I was walking through the forest for 4 kilometers to see the school. It was a really a tough time for me. I'm the first person who got a postgraduate in a community. I work as a therapist, but when I come to city, it is a difficult life for me because the people look at me in a different way because I looks like African, but still I'm Indian. So I feel so lonely when the people look at me a different way. I feel all the time very comfortable living in the forest rather than the city because there is no discrimination, there is no different.
I've never actually even thought about dating Indian men.
Why?
Because for me personally, I feel like they would say no. And like coming from their background and the caste system, which is also very, very strict, I feel dating outside their race is something that most of them don't actually even think of. They're mostly like
You've never been approached?
No.
Okay.
No.
You mean to say that you never tried?
I don't want to try.
Okay. Then no.
All right. So I'm not offended.
So for me, like what she said, you have like these Indians approach you, you start talking, and then I don't think they even care about you inside or who you are. I'm not the person that's like, no, I can't be with an Indian, I can't be. No, I like people for who they are as human beings. So I give people a chance to like get to know them.
I have been told, especially by my female friends, that most, I don't know, there's this perception that people think that every black woman is good at sex.
Yeah.
So
That's why I said another thing.
Yeah.
So obviously, most people who've been approached by Indian guys, it's just been all about that, not even about like a long-term relationship.
Most of the time, their approach is always intimacy at the start.
Yeah.
But then you give this person a chance, and before it even goes anywhere left, they're already talking about everything that they think black women do.
I somewhat agree. There was once where one guy said, yeah, we can date, but no one needs to know.
Wow.
So a few years later, I met my husband, who actually likes black women.
Oh.
Like, he specifically said that to his friend, that if you want to gift me something, give me a African girlfriend.
Wow.
And she actually said, okay, fine, done. And he was like, no, I was kidding. How are you going to do that? Well, he didn't know that she knew me through work. And she arranged for us to meet, and that's how we met.
In my case, it's been difficult to date in India because most of the men which I have approached or have approached me objectify me a lot. They see me as a black person and, okay, I might be dangerous, I might be a criminal or something.
And other things.
So hence I get denied on spot.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day also sometimes it always comes back to how I look. Namaste, kaise?
My name is Joshua Okesalako. I'm 25 years old. My mom's Indian and my dad's from Nigeria. So when I moved to India, I was around 8 or 9 years old. I wasn't allowed to play certain sports because of my height difference and for my color. For certain plays, I couldn't do certain plays and roles and musicals and stuff in school. Being excluded from playing certain things or doing certain things made me feel alone most of the time. It was maybe like an outcast at times. The hardest part of living in India is being different from everybody else. I'm black and I'm queer, and they think black people are supposed to be really strong and macho and all, and I'm a mix of both. I work as a model and actor over here for the past 10 years now. It's nice, but it also has this downside part where like they can be mean and nasty with the words they say, but at the end of the day, it's you who has to look out for yourself, you know, at times. And that kind of made me stronger in that way.
I like the dark ones.
The dark ones are better.
I feel free to practice activism around black issues in India. 3, 2, 1.
In order for you to protest and rally and participate in all these things, we actually need to feel that we have the right to do so. Right. Let me give an example of, you know, this famous, like the recent Black Lives Movement for Breonna Taylor and George Floyd.
Floyd, yeah.
You could actually see that when the black people in America were protesting, they were actually being backed by so many politicians, by people from other races, like the entire world. On Instagram, Twitter, everybody was posting about Black Lives Matter. Everyone was saying that enough is enough. And I feel like in order to make activism work, you need to have the backbone of other people, not only black people.
Honestly speaking, we are not the majority. We are a very, very
We are smaller than a minority.
Minority.
Yeah. Take, for example, in the whole of Mumbai, growing up, I only knew my brother as another black guy. So that's how insignificant it is here.
We do have racism when it comes to black and Africans. But I always differentiated between casual racism, right, and hate racism. In India, we don't, at the moment, have hate racism to an extent where people are being murdered.
We actually
do. I'm talking about in numbers, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying. Like, in America, right?
Black
It's
men,
happening every
yeah,
day.
always getting shot.
So it gets to a point where you can't take enough, right? Here, like you said, it's happening, right? But how many people know about it?
Yeah.
Because it happens
nobody-
once. Yeah, exactly, because
But
we
no
don't
one
have
talks about
numbers.
it.
Nobody talks about it.
Nobody
have
talks
numbers.
about it because it's not been highlighted.
We are not, it's sad to say what I'm going to say. We don't matter right now.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
We don't matter.
That's the hard fact.
Yeah.
There, they matter because the people, the
They have
black lives that
ancestors.
are fighting for black lives over there come from power. We're like, again, I repeat myself, the people who are protesting, even when it comes to even Twitter or whatever, are people like Beyonce and people who have
You
power
have
in
people.
the world.
Yes.
I feel like that's not really true because if you follow all these movements, the people who've
They
actually
started-
led the movements are actually people my age.
True.
People in university.
100%.
The person who recorded George Floyd's death was a girl
100%.
my age.
Yes.
It was not Beyonce.
I know.
She's the one who posted on social media, and you're saying that how many deaths compared to America here? We don't need black
We don't
people
need
to
it.
die
Exactly.
for people to realize that we don't have to be treated in a bad way. Well, I came here a bit young. My mom got posted here via a government job. She was sent to serve as the High Commissioner to Zambia in India. So I have been staying in India for 5 years. I am pursuing my studying law at Galgotis University in Uttar Pradesh. Coming from Africa, we are definitely into our culture, and that's something I noticed about like the Indians. They are very proud of their dressing, their food. People from here still like keep their culture and love it the same way we do back home. Is something that I admire. It's been very difficult, like getting to be part of the Indian community and as well as the black community because there's no acceptance for you because in the Indian community it's like, oh, you're light, but you're not that like light for us to perceive you as light skin and stuff like that. And in the black community, people think that when you're like a black person who's light skinned, then you have it better than others when that's not actually true.
I have experienced colorism in India. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go, baby.
Wow.
What is that thing that you're disagreeing with, like slightly?
It happens a lot with me. I am always judged based on my color. When I went for an interview, they said, hey, you're too black to
Get the job.
get the job.
Yeah.
And so that is why I would strongly disagree. And why I said I was just being too kind, also I do agree, and is because sometimes not everybody is like this, you know?
I see what you're saying. I was doing that earlier. empathy.
It's a two-way thing. Like
I've tried
sometimes I can't.
I've struggled with this,
Yeah.
like to see this, but when it comes to colorism, why I say in India it's so prevalent is it doesn't even boil down to where you're from, right? Now what ethnicity you are or whatever. Because from childhood, I've been here since I was a kid, right? So in the same school I went to, even I was called Kalia, and even another Indian kid who's probably from the south was called Kalia. So there was no difference, you know what I'm saying?
The meaning is the same.
It's the same.
But the thought is different.
Oh no, trust me, when you're a child, that time for them it's the color because from childhood there have been things like you hear a mother tell the daughter, like don't play in the sun, you'll get dark.
Yeah, it's really
It does
bad.
impact, because for me also it has impacted when I was growing up. Before I got into modeling and stuff, I was always shy to be in front of the camera. I never ever took pictures. Didn't like looking at myself in the mirror, tried all this fairness cream and all this stuff just so I could change my skin color. But I think growing up has made me realize, like, what's the use? You just embrace yourself. And
True.
melanin is good. At least, hey, we have some better melanin here.
True.
So I'm happy with it.
Me personally, growing up, I went through a phase where I never dated anyone because I had that in me that I'm black, I'm not beautiful, no one will date me. So the first time I even dated someone, I was at the age of 28. So you can imagine the impact it has on you growing up. My name is Rosalind Manuel Fernando. I'm a makeup artist and a hairstylist. When was the last time I did your makeup?
I don't know, 10 years back?
10 years? Are you kidding me? I was always artistic, so I thought makeup would be a good way to educate and that you can look beautiful no matter what skin tone you have. My mom is Indian. My dad was a Nigerian. And growing up, I always had very low self-esteem, especially because of my skin color. Sometimes I tell them, like, no, I'm born and brought up here. Like, I'm from Mumbai. And they're like, no, your hair, no, it's not possible. Most men would not want to be seen with me. The guy I was dating, his mother actually told him, you can't marry this girl because you'll have black babies. That's the extent of colorism in India. Okay, where are you going?
On a date.
Oh, I like it. Now I'm married to an Indian and I have twin boys. I really don't know what the future holds for them. I'm sure they will be questioned by their friends in future as to why your mother looks the way she does and y'all don't look anything like her. But the first step that I have taken is to first be comfortable in myself and the way I look.
I feel at home in India. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so I strongly disagree because, first of all, India is not home, so I'm not even supposed to feel like home. Then secondly, it gets worse where you're already different, so you're treated different based on how you look. Thirdly, everything, what they believe in and everything reminds you of how much you're not home, so it's difficult to feel at home wherever you go. My name is Mary Kalebi. I'm a Zambian who's currently located in India. I'm a student of pharmacy, and India was one of the countries that are well known for medical fields. The school where I went to was really in a remote place, so there were not much Africans. So we'd have some experiences where you're going in the market, you meet the locals, they want some selfies with you, and then they touch your skin to see if like anything is coming out or maybe dust or something like that. Or there are times when someone just pulls your braid and you go back, and then they'll be asking, how long does it take for you to wash your hair? Yeah, that happens a lot. That's when you just tell them, you educate them more about Africa or black women in general. So sometimes it can make you feel bad, but at the same time, you feel like, okay, maybe it's because we're just different and unique. That's why they're so anxious and nervous to know more about us.
I do agree that India is my home. This is a small world which I have. There are a lot of other world which hate me. And
you don't feel accepted.
Yeah, I don't think about, it may affect me, but when I go to my home, my community, it is my world. So that's why I agree to be India my home.
I think for someone to actually call it a home, you have to experience good stuff. You have to experience bad things as well. And yeah, I made friends here. I have my family here. So I can call India my home now because I've been here also for quite a long time.
I came during my early teens, and I'm still here out of my teens. And I've had my family live with me here, so it literally just became a home to me somewhat because I left my home country early, and this has been the second country where I've actually stayed.
Well, I feel this is home because this is the only place I have been. I have my friends, my family. I have started a family here. Yes, people look at me every day of my life. People question me every day of my life. But at the same time, because I speak the local language and I have that many friends, it becomes very easy for me to communicate with people, make friends. So this is definitely home.
Being good, meeting different black people in India, we all still have like different cultures, religions, things that we believe in, just how they are brought up, how they live, and they get to learn more from you as well, which is just amazing.
It always feels good for me when I feel like I'm African because That is one of the good things I feel like I'm proud because anybody can recognize me. I have a different look. I have a black look, which is very beautiful.
You really need to find yourself around the right people. Even if you don't come from the same country, the fact that you come from like similar backgrounds and the same continent, so obviously we do have somewhere where we can actually connect and get to know each other.
I get to see it through their lens. And there are some things that I relate to when we speak. There's some things I don't relate to, even when it is about talking about the same country we're living in.
I have the outlook of a Nigerian, but I have the inside personality of an Indian too. And be my true, authentic self is what makes me happy living here.
Yes, it is important to stay confident. You're beautiful. We will always look out for each other and be there for each other. So that's how I look at it now.
As soon as I walk in a room, like kids start crying.
Yeah, they actually said the N-word.
I made the post about blackface. They canceled me hard, dropped me like a hot potato.
아, 이게 사귀는 거예요? 친구 아니야? Not friend?
No, 사귀는 거. Come on in, bro.
Yeah. One thing that I really love about Korea is the safety. Because, you know, you can leave your cell phone on the table, you can leave your computer there.
Not around me.
But doesn't matter.
You guys touch my heart.
Come back.